Duo Cash starting in just 9 days, you guys have to get to champs. And I've got you. Today I'm going to be going over tips for Arena for the new season, that being Season 2. A lot of people have been saying that Arena's harder this season as the players are better and the third parties are worse than ever. But there are some tips you can implement to make sure you gain points regardless. All I ask is if you enjoy, make sure you subscribe and let's get right into it. First thing we're going to talk about today is the game mode. Now for the game mode, I recommend solos is your worst enemy. Do not play solos. By the time you finish solo arena this season, you will need to go into a mental asylum. Solos is the worst game mode for a multitude of reasons. The players are great, the players are probably best that they've been in any game mode. You've also got the addition of having the fact that if you make a mistake, you will die. There is no one to save you, no teammates, there is no second chances in solos, and the bus fare is identical, and elims are much harder to get. There are 4 massive reasons right there. Do not play solos, please, for the sake of yourself. Save yourself. Say if you're playing on your own, I recommend you play duo fills. This may sound bad, as you might be thinking, wow, I could get paired with someone really awful this game. You could, but also, the players are worse in duos. Players are very massively worse in duos, and there is only 2 players. So if you have 2 bad players, I reckon most of my subscribers, you got this, you can overcome 2 bad players. And the additional fact of having an extra body on your team. You have someone, even if they don't have a mic, even if they're not talking, you have them on your team, you have them to res you if you go down. It's just overall better, trust me. And it is easier to drop higher kill games in duos. If you have good teammates, then you can play trios. Honestly, trios is still going to be good. The players are probably around the same level as duos, maybe slightly worse, but not only marginally. Trios is mostly going to work if you have the 2 good teammates to rely on, because if you're trying to 3v1, it's not going to work as well. The next tip I've got for you guys is the drop spot. You're going to want to land somewhere nice and consistent for Arena. Not necessarily the hottest drop, somewhere you can survive off can spawn consistently. Because surviving off spawn is one of the biggest things and the reason why people don't get Arena points. If you drop a 10 kill win in Arena Duos and then load into your next match and die off spawn, then you've only gained like 50 points so far in your session. And this, I don't need to tell you that that is really poor. One bad game can cancel out a good game and it can waste so much time. 9 days is not a lot of time to get to champs. You guys need to be dropping those consistent games, surviving off spawn. Don't lose 100 points in 2 games, please. Because I know from experience, that is stressful and painful, especially when you've got a goal to meet and deadlines to meet. The next thing I've got to recommend for you, if you are a good enough fighter to W key, even in the low divisions of Arena, I want you to W key dead side of zone. If you guys don't know what dead side is, then I'm about to explain it, but if you do, you can skip along, timestamps are down below. Alright folks, welcome to Dead Side with JKC Gaming. Okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to say zone pools. Zone pools here. This is the zone. This is the first zone. I'm going to give you a moment, pause the video, think about where dead side is. I think that you all should know where dead side is here. This entire side is the dead side of zone. Pretty much 3/4 of this zone is the dead side. This is because if you look at where people have to rotate from to get to this zone, if I land Mega City, I'm going to have to go from here to here. I land Frenzy Farm, I'm going to have to go from here to here. If I land Citadel, I'm going to have to go from here to here. Every single player is rotating in from this side of the map. And this means that they're all coming to this one point. So this part of the zone is going to be super contested. By definition, dead side is the side of the zone with the least amount of players. So let's say zone 1 is just pulled, and zone 2 is there. Zone 2 is the blue circle. Where do you think dead side would be? I'll give you a second. That is good. This zone has a massive dead side. That's because it's right on the edge of the map, and that means that everyone is rotating to the red area that is on the map right here. You've got to think about the natural path. Everyone's going to zone 1, and everyone will probably finish zone 1 around these parts right here. This is where everyone's finishing in zone 1. This means that people, to get from zone 1 to zone 2, they have to go across here into the congested side. We, however, up here in the green area, because that's dead side. I hope you enjoyed this dead side lesson with me. Back to the video. This might sound a bit pointless, like dead side of the zone. It's in the name. There's no one there. There is. The campers are there. The bad players are there. The people that have gone dead side to avoid everyone. If you key dead side, you're fighting the worst players in the lobby. And I'll say it again, everyone's landing Anvil Square, all the good players. If you go to Anvil Square after like 5 minutes of the match, all the best players are there. Every single best player in the lobby is in Anvil Square, is in Mega City, is in all of these POIs. The bad players are not in POIs, because they've not gone to POIs to key, because they can't. And they've not landed at POIs, because they can't, because they die. So they've landed somewhere outskirts and they're rotating in. That's where you're going to find them. That's where you're going to exploit the bad players to gain your arena points. In addition, because there's less players in the dead side, there is also lack of third parties, which means that if you're in a fight, it's the fight. That is it. You kill them, you move on. You don't kill them and someone else turns up, then someone else turns up, then it becomes a little bit of a party. No. The fight is there and then it's not there. It's ended. That's what we like. One final advantage of having less players in dead side means that you're getting less kills, which could be considered a bad thing, but could also be considered a good thing. Because if you're getting less kills, but you're surviving to endgame, your games are more consistent, everyone knows placement points are worth more in arena anyway. Now I want you to remember that even if you are keying, you don't have to key everybody. Play smartly, guys. If you have 100 health and 1 mini, do not go keying people, because they probably have a mythic shotgun, or at least a decent shotgun, and you're one shot. Find some heals, play it smart. You don't want to risk dying. Kills are not worth as much unless you're getting 20 bombs. That one kill, that 10 points is not going to make or break your arena push. You need to focus on the bigger picture, avoid tunnel visioning. You got this. Thanks for watching, guys. There's another video on screen right now that I think you'll really enjoy. Good luck with your push to Champions League. And why not click on this one right here?